Hello, that was Seahorses, number 5 from Just Me, book 4 by Roma Cafolla. This is the B2 piece of the ABRSM Grade 4 flute exam pieces from 2022. Taking a look at the start of the piece, we are in 2-2 time, so we have 2 minims or 4 crotchets in the bar. We have 2 sharps in the key signature, so we are based in D major. We do get modulated into another key, which is the D minor. Now, neither the D major nor the D minor is part of the grade 4 scale syllabus, but they were part of the grade 3 syllabus into 2 octaves, and it's still useful to learn them as there are quite a few scale snippets. So here is the D major. And I'm going to show you the D melodic minor here, as we do get the C sharp coming on and off in the second section. The instructions of play here is moderato affettuoso. Affettuoso meaning tender and affectionately, so we need to play it softly with legato, trying to link up the phrases and trying not to be harsh without tonguing. Moderato tells us that it is a medium speed and minimum equals 54 beats per minute. You can also count in quavers if you wish by doubling the counting speed. This piece is in a loose ABA form, with the first A section being in bar 1 to 8, starting off in D major. Then we have the B section, which is a repeat of the section we just played, but this time in D minor instead, in bar 9 to 16. Back to the D major in bar 16 to 24, filling out the original melody and ending differently. And finally, the ending phrase, which starts off as a repeat of the second idea, but ends quite differently and slowly. This piece is very simple rhythmically. It is mostly quadrants and quavers with a couple of semi-quavers thrown in. So this piece is very much about the imagery and expression of the piece. We start off with an MF on our first phrase and then echo that with a third lower playing in piano. Then we change the order of the steps a little bit in bar 5 and bar 6 with a crescendo to reach a forte in bar 7. Do look out that in bar 6 and 7 the G's are sharp, as well as a change in tonguing, adding on the crotchet in bar 7 to the slur from bar 6. In bar 8, we have the semiquaver. Remember that we fit 2 semiquavers in the quaver, so the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're also decrescendoing to a piano as well as playing the G natural instead of the G sharp. We get similar notes in bar 9 to 12 to bar 1 and 4, but we are now in the D minor key, meaning that we don't have F sharps or C sharps, with the addition of B flats being thrown in the mix. We are staying in piano until we get to a crescendo in bar 11, and then crescendo again throughout bar 13 and 14 until we reach a forte in bar 15. In bar 13 to 14, we are gradually transitioning back to a D major with the C sharp being added back in. But it's not until bar 15 where we get back to being in a D major with C sharp and F sharps and no more B flats. We also are playing the exact same notes as we did in bar 3, except that we are now playing in forte, and we are also ending going on to bar 16 with a minimum A. Back onto a mezzo forte for the return of the A section. Slightly different phrasing with the slurs and also filling up the melody, adding semiquavers in bar 17 and 19, also filling out the crotchets with quavers in bar 18 and 20. We do a little crescendo in bar 20, but we are back to being in piano in bar 21. We start off the same as in bar 5, but it's taking us to a completely different direction starting from bar 22. We have the B flat making an appearance back in bar 22, and we have some new melodic shape in bar 23 with steps and then a jump down. Do take care of the tonguing here as it can be a bit chaotic. Suddenly back onto a piano on the C minimum with P sub, subito meaning suddenly. We crescendo towards the end of bar 25 with a row on bar 26, so we are slowing down as well as doing a decrescendo towards the end. The B flat with the fermenter above means that we can play this phrase quite slowly towards the end. Then on bar 27 to the end, we have a largo, meaning slowly. We have some jumps in here, starting with an octave, but then we're reducing the intervals with each jump until we get to the end where we have another octave. We again have a crescendo and decrescendo for the phrase here, as well as a fermenter on the low D note, which could be tricky. Again, having good pressure and low airspeed, as well as tilting your flute towards yourself, could help you out get that note. Do communicate beforehand with your accompanist on how slow this section is going to be, as you are largely playing together. And that's the end of the piece. Well, that was the tutorial of the B2 piece, Seahorses by Roma Cafolla. This is a lovely affectionate piece with lots of dynamics, and we start off fairly simple with the melody. But getting back to it with the revisited A section could be a bit tricky, especially with the tonguing. Towards the end, there are also a few quiet high notes as well as the low D note at the very end. Other than that, this piece is very lovely to play. Hopefully that was useful to you. I'll put up the rest of the grade 4 pieces soon. Check out the other B pieces that I've already done and the other grade 4 pieces in the playlist. Give a like and subscribe if you like what I did here. Put a comment down below if you want me to go over anything specific. or if you want to share your own tips and tricks with your fellow viewers. I'll see you on the next video on Master of None. Bye!